Well, I
Yep.
mean, to go back to an earlier question, Sean, about like why do you use a pan? What motivates the pan or the any kind of camera movement at all? I definitely think what you're doing is you're building a relationship between the shots. So, like, if you have if you're doing a two shot where people are talking to each other and they have that same level and their eye level and they're equally spaced from each other, there's I always think of it as like that power dynamic is equal. And then depending on who is going to be taking charge of that scene or who is the aggressor in that scene or whatever, I will shift to put the aggressor closer to the foreground so that or even raise them up a little bit so that they have
Mhm.
more power. So that's just a quick that's a rotating camera movement,
Right.
right? So
Right.
now I'm over the
Right.
shoulder looking down at the person who doesn't have the same power. And then instead of shooting all the way over to do their OTS shot, you cut in first to a close up so that the camera doesn't jump for the reader. So like I've covered that space in between and now I'm next to that person's face. They're having reaction. Then I can switch to the OTS whenever you try and so like the shots kind of have a rhythm that makes sense together, kind of like a vocabulary to make up words.